Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am going to be doing another reading vlog, and I feel like this is going to be more consistent. I know I'm probably not going to film like a bunch of different books of me reading all at once, even though I know the internet is like booktubers read like every single day, and I kind of have like a few opinions, maybe like controversial opinions. But personally, most people don't read that much in a day. And I never, well actually I used to be able to read that much when I was in high school and grade school because you had more free time. But then when you become an adult and you have to work a 9-to-5 job, it's really hard to read for 24 hours. And I used to do stuff like that when I was younger, but I don't have the mental capacity to do that anymore. I have other things to do in life, like bills and shopping to make sure that I stay alive and eat correctly. Like literally today I have not eaten dinner, and I don't know if that's just because I'm sick. I think it is because I'm sick, because I'm not hungry at all, which is surprising because normally I would be hungry by now. I also did wake up a little bit late, so maybe that's why I ate a little bit late. But anyway, so these reading vlogs, I'm probably only going to be reading one book at a time, and even if they're super short, I really don't care. This is an idea that I always wanted to do when I was younger, and I never had the notion to do it because it wasn't really that popular. I still want to do book reviews even though they're not doing so well, and I do want to do book tags as well because I always thought that those were super fun, and it got me to make videos and, you know, push stuff out there. And I'm contemplating on doing like story time videos. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I wanted to do art videos on this channel, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I feel like that stuff thrives better, at least my art thrives better through like YouTube shorts and TikToks. So if you want to go check out my YouTube shorts, I have posted like some art stuff, and on TikTok I've posted even more art stuff that I haven't posted on here, and the same thing on Instagram too. Mostly like on Instagram I've posted like stills of my artwork. I've tried incorporating my stills of my artwork in like TikToks and stuff like that, but I don't know if that does very well because it's just a still of the image. But yeah, and I'm trying to get back into doing more art, and I've contemplated on writing again. I just feel so lost as a human being right now. I just feel very like, what do I do with my life kind of mentality. And it's because I've been stuck in a room for like a week because I've had COVID, and it hasn't been like a pleasant experience. I've been like thinking about my life and stuff like that, and it's like really depressing. And like, I know I should feel great about the things that are happening, but at the same time too, I feel so lost and confused. But I was really happy. I posted something on TikTok and like some people commented and they were like, oh my god, you're really good. And I'm like, that made me really happy because I've been going through a lot mentally the last couple of days, and I've been feeling a lot of stuff, and I haven't seen that much like progress from YouTube. But to have like, and the same thing with Instagram, I thought that I was getting progress on Instagram, but I've been getting a lot of like not progress. And on TikTok, it feels like I'm actually getting some progress. Like, I was really happy that I got some comments, and it made me feel a little bit better about putting myself out there a little bit more when I can, especially because I have a really tight schedule with the way things are, and I'm probably only gonna really get to do most of my creative content and stuff like that on Saturdays and Sundays, which is a bummer. I'm gonna try to do stuff during the week. I'm thinking probably like late at night like this. I think that's why these reading videos are gonna be like really beneficial for me, because this might be the only time that I actually can film. So I don't even know if my reviews are actually gonna substitute. I don't know if my reviews are going to be a substitute for these. I don't know if these videos are going to be a substitute for those reviews. Also, these videos are probably not going to be edited all that much anymore, to be honest, other than and time lapses of me reading stuff. That's probably the only thing that's going to be edited. Everything else is probably not going to be edited, so you're going to get to suffer through my ums all the time, but I've been getting a little bit better at it. And there we go. Anyway, so I believe, oh, that was what I was gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna, but yeah, so I have this book to read. I have my snacks right next to me. I have my bed that I'm gonna be reading off of. I might be taking notes in here. I don't know yet. I don't like doing this all the time. I think I'm only gonna do this like if I read like 5 chapters and like I want to write down like some specific stuff. And then I have my annotating stuff in my little bag here. Hopefully my video on how I annotate is up by now. At this point it probably is. I've been debating on like posting more than once a week, but I feel like that's too much and I'm gonna burn myself out if I end up doing that. Because theoretically right now I actually can do that, because if next week if I start editing the videos that I'm filming now, I should be good until like next February, which is probably when you guys are seeing these videos in January. Hi future people, this is past November Savannah filming. But yeah, so I'm gonna go read this stuff. I will insert clips in between of like my thoughts, and I'm wondering if I should do timestamps. If like if you guys really want to know about my thoughts about the book, I might insert some timestamps somewhere. I'm really bad at technology, so I'm sorry, bear with me with this kind of stuff. A lot of times I just upload stuff to YouTube, and then like I suck at doing like tags and like thumbnails and description and whatnot. I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. But bear with me. And I hope people enjoy this because I enjoy doing it, and it feels nice to actually like be ahead of the game when it comes to filming stuff and making content. And I promise that there's going to be other stuff other than like these vlogs. I really want to get back into doing tags, even though I recently found out that those aren't super popular either. But I blame TikTok. I blame TikTok for booktube nowadays. I have a lot of opinions on stuff. And I feel like I missed my opportunity to be a part of booktube twice. I feel like I missed my opportunity twice. But I will say though, TikTok has been really beneficial for my art stuff. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get into reading the rest of this book. I'm gonna have stuff in the background playing while I'm doing this. So yeah, let's get into the rest of the video. Bye. So far, I think the chapters in this book are really short. Like they're not super long. And it's also a lot of, not fluff, it's just a lot of, I'm in love with my teacher, I don't want to go to college, like a lot of like tropey stuff. And a lot of music stuff. And like I used to be really into music, but nowadays I'm kind of just like, I don't like it so much just because I'm a little bit envious about it. But yeah. Lots of randomness, I will say. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna keep filming after this. If I don't, I'm sorry. If I do, yeah, I'm on chapter 9, and we'll see how far I get. So if there's another jump cut of me talking, that's probably why, because I probably read a little bit more. But yeah, be right back.
Daylight is laid to rest beneath all the rubble, and all that runs through my flesh is a spirit of trouble. Under moonlit sky, I'm desperate to feel more alive. Dreams that keep me wide awake, call me up out of the
And side note, when I started reading this book, this is the one about the girl falling in love with her teacher, and I don't like that topic of discussion because it's really weird. And literally the first line when I get back into reading this book, which I haven't read in like months, the first line that I read was, "Have you ever been friends with a teacher?" And I highlighted that section like right there, and I just put silly question. Like, that's just a really, really silly question. And I also put that her best friend is extra because she's like sharpening pencils and being like super, super precise about everything. And I don't know, like, the characters are very like weird. Not weird, they're just very plain. Like, the main character's name is Beatrice, and they're just plain characters that are like not even searching for stuff in life. They're more of like plain characters who have no troubles at all in life. And this is just not a book for me to be reading right now because I'm questioning my entire existence. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading this. So see you guys in a bit. Okay, so far this book has been very odd. There was a couple of parts that like made me chuckle. Some red flags with the whole like teacher thing, and it's just a lot of like rich girl scenario situations. I feel like there's no negative that's driving the plot. The only part that sat well with me, that I felt relatable, was the fact that like the main character has a backstory about her parent and losing her mom, and how she feels like it's her fault, and she has bad relationships with her brother and her dad, and like that whole chapter was kind of interesting. And yeah, that was the only chapter that was like super, super interesting, where I was like, that's kind of relatable. And yeah, and then there was one part where I was like, I forgot what their ethnicity was, because it feels like these characters are so one-noted. Like, they seem very tropey, like they don't have a lot of personality, they're very, very bland. It just kind of seems like a basic story. It doesn't seem very like out there, kind of crazy, you know. And because I don't think this book is gonna be very like graphic, adult wise themes, but it's talking about a topic of a kid falling in love with her teacher, it's gonna be so like, I feel like it's gonna be like a bittersweet ending of like, well, the teacher taught her a lesson anyway about how to deal with her life, and like I can already predict as to what's gonna happen already. And so far I am on chapter 17 now, because the chapters are super, super short. And I'm trying to see if there was any, like, things that I wrote down. I wrote down family life sucks. It's relatable. Her history life. And then there was another part. Oh, I put red flag because he sent her an email saying, hey, do you want to meet? Not during a school day, but like on a weekend at a coffee shop. And I'm like, this is red flag. Very red flag. But like, because they're like all well off, and like their biggest issue, the main character's biggest issue, is that she lies a lot and that she follows what other people say and she doesn't do what she wants to do, which, like, I mean, by all means, but it just feels weird. But the only part that I enjoyed was like the family issues, because like her brother got involved and like their relationship is strained, and he's like giving her alcohol and she's uncomfortable trying to like figure out his life, but he hates her for some weird reason. And there was another scene where her dad hates her too because she plays the piano, and I'm assuming that because her mom passed away, she used to like playing the piano, and her dad is a lawyer. So I'm wondering if, or when her mom passed away, I'm wondering if the dad was like somehow involved legal wise, because that seems really interesting. But yeah, other than that, not too much of an update. It's a weird book. It really, really is. I don't think I'm halfway. I'm like a third of the way done with the book. The chapters are super, super short. And I mean, like, it's kind of interesting, but it's also really boring. And like, I like music, but I don't like the fact that like there's so many like words being thrown at you about like cello. And like, I play the piano, okay? And I was in band playing the clarinet, and I sucked at it, but I did play the piano and I know how to play it. I'm self-taught, but then like one of the plot lines is like she doesn't like telling people that she's self-taught, and I'm like, why would you lie about like having somebody teach you? Like, nobody cares. And this book was written not too long ago because it talks about YouTube, and I'm like, this is really stupid. Like, nobody cares if you're self-taught or not. If anything, they would commend you for being so good at being self-taught. Anyway, so it's just kind of boring because it's either like they're talking about ACTs, and I'm like, I miss college, I want to go back to college, and like their stuff is just super boring about like going to college, applying to colleges, and then talking about music lessons and like different like stanzas and stuff like that, and like all these names and boring. Oh, there was one part though that I thought was interesting, was the teacher. It wasn't interesting, but I was like, of course he would be bilingual and be British. I'm like, of course. Because like they just straight up having him speak Italian, and I was reading it and I'm like, is this Italian? Because like I could understand some of it because I speak Spanish, so Spanish and Italian are kind of close to each other. And so I was reading and I'm like, oh, it's Italian. I thought it was Spanish for a second there. And I'm like, of course he would speak 4 different languages. Of course. I'm like, these characters don't have any real flaws. Like, there are some flaws, and clearly there's some stuff being like kept hidden away, but thus far it's very like kid has a crush on a teacher and it feels really weird, and I don't think the ending is going to pay off very well unless like the family background gets a little bit better, but we shall see. So I'm going to keep reading. Sorry about these angles. I'm like trying my best. I'm holding my phone as a camera and I'm laying down and I'm tired. So yeah, we'll be right back if I have another update, because I think I'm going to continue reading for a little bit longer. So yeah. Okay, so this book is a little bit weird. I completely forgot that like the book opens up with an investigation, aka the main 2 characters get caught because she was a minor and had a relationship with her teacher. I forgot that was a part of the book because they only mention it once in the beginning and once recently, and I think they mention it again later, but it's like it's not very consistent, so like I forget about that. So I'm like, well, at least this book has some morals, that there is an investigation going on with this, because I read it and I'm like, red flag. Like the problem is like the teacher seems nice and genuinely wanting to help out the main character. It's just that the main character has a crush on him and ruins his life, most likely. But there were some red flags where like I said, they went out for coffee and he grabbed her hand because he thought that she was upset and whatever, and then he's like, oh, okay, I hope you didn't like take that the wrong way, like I'm just your teacher and this and this and this, and he's keeping his distance. But then he offers to drive her home, and then they start having piano lessons at his place, and like theoretically it doesn't seem bad from the surface if they were consenting adults, and they're not. But I think it's just like he's so naive and stupid. he's only 27 and he's used to like working with college students, and now he's working with this minor girl who has a crush on him, and I'm pretty sure she ruined his life. He is a consenting adult and he should have known better, especially after like he knew that he stepped over a boundary and then continued to do that. And every single time he's done that, I'm like, fucking red flag. Like literally I have sticky notes in this book where it just has the words red flag on it. So this book is really weird in that sense, and it's very like cliche, along with like there's no substance to it other than like the occasional, you know, like background story of the family or the investigation that's going on. And personally, I feel bad for the teacher, and I personally don't like the main character because she's very bland and boring, and I'm like, your stupid little crush probably cost this man's life and your future because you're a dumbass. And yeah, I mean, like the book is just very generic. So yeah, I'm stopping at page 21 because this is really quick to read because it's not, the chapters are super short and like the text is really big. But it's like there's no plot driving it, and the only thing that's driving it is the fact that like I know that they're gonna get caught, and like I don't even want to know if they end up get together, because I'm like, this is gross. Why are you selling me on this idea, kind of thing, you know? But they're not selling me on the idea because there's an investigation, but they are selling me on the idea because that's what's driving me to read more about it, and I don't like it. I don't like that idea, and I feel like it's kind of done okay, but like it just shouldn't have been done anyway. So I'm tired. I'm done reading this because it's not going anywhere right now. So yeah, I should have it done within like maybe two more reading sessions, and then I'm gonna move on to another book. I might move on to another rom-com, I don't know yet. I'm kind of in that mood as of lately. Even though I want to read horror stuff, but I kind of feel like cozy up kind of stuff. So yeah, it's also making me question whether or not if I want to go back to college, because I really want to go back, and I miss that. I miss having structure in my life. So yeah, I'm gonna go rest and head to bed because I want to wake up early because I have to get retested to see if I still have COVID, which I probably still do. But my job is kind of weird. They're like, as long as you don't have a fever, you can come in and still wear your face mask. And I'm like, but I'm still contagious either way. Like, COVID doesn't go away. I've heard that it can go away within 5 days, but some people say like it takes longer. So I'm like, I get that I need to go back to work, but it's also kind of weird. I don't know. This whole thing with COVID and like going to work is weird. But whatever. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Hopefully, if it's not, I do an outro, which I probably won't do an outro. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for the way I'm angled. I'm really tired and I'm just holding my phone. Go check out my TikTok and my Instagram. I post mostly art stuff there, more than I do here, and I'm probably gonna be posting more book stuff on my Instagram soon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I am trying to post more regularly on the weekends, so if you like these kind of videos, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I will see all you guys in the next video. Bye.